You are 26 years old, and you are sitting in a cubicle at a mid-tier corporate litigation firm in Philadelphia, reviewing discovery documents for a class action lawsuit against a pharmaceutical company. You have been here for 14 hours. The fluorescent lights hum above you, and there are 912 boxes of documents left to review. You are a paralegal, which means you do the work of a lawyer for a quarter of the pay and none of the credit. You are good at this. You are exceptional, actually. You can read a deposition transcript and find the single inconsistency that unravels an entire defense. You can cross-reference financial disclosures against public filings and spot the gaps that partners miss. You pull threads. That is your gift. You find the thing someone tried to hide, and you pull it until the whole fabric comes apart. This is just the beginning. The case you will work in involves a drug that caused liver failure in 63 patients. The pharmaceutical company knew. You find the proof at 11:30 on a Wednesday night, buried in a batch of internal emails that were supposed to have been destroyed. A senior vice president explicitly instructed a lab director to alter trial data. The email is timestamped, authenticated, and devastating. You flag it, tag it, log it into the system, and you bring it to the lead attorney the next morning. He reads it. He looks at you. He tells you to put it back in the box and forget you saw it. The pharmaceutical company is also a client of the firm's corporate division, a relationship worth $11 million in annual billings. You stand there. You understand what he's telling you. 63 people suffered organ failure. 7 of them died. You put the document back in the box. You go home. You do not sleep. 3 weeks later, a man you have never met sits down across from you at a diner 2 blocks from the office. He knows your name. He knows about the email. He knows about the attorney's instruction. He slides a manila envelope across the table, and inside is a photograph of the lead attorney at a fundraiser, shaking hands with the pharmaceutical company CEO, taken 2 days after he told you to bury the document. The man tells you that he represents people who correct imbalances. He says your talent for finding what others hide is rare. He says there is a world where that talent is worth real money. He gives you a burner phone. He tells you that the first job pays $40,000, more than half your annual salary. You hold the phone in your hand and you feel the weight of it, which is nothing, which is everything. You take the phone home. You do not call for 6 days. On the 7th day, you call. The first job is surgical. A real estate developer in New Jersey has been bribing a county zoning board to approve construction permits on contaminated land. Your client, who you never meet in person, wants the developer to make a particular decision regarding a competing bid. Your job is to build the pressure file. You spend 3 weeks doing what you have always done, pulling threads. You file public records requests. You cross-reference property deeds with EPA remediation databases. You find the payments through a shell company registered in Delaware. Trace through annual reports that list a P.O. box also used by the zoning board chairman's wife's consulting firm. The chain is airtight. You compile everything into a dossier. Structure, documentation, and leverage. 3 words that become your professional vocabulary. Structure means organizing the evidence so the target understands the depth of exposure in the first 30 seconds. Documentation means maintaining enough proof to be credible but never enough to be traceable back to you. Leverage means knowing exactly what the target values most and placing your finger on it. The developer makes the desired decision within 72 hours of receiving the file. You are paid in cryptocurrency routed through a mixer. You tell yourself this is a one-time thing. The developer was a criminal. You simply redistributed the consequences. The second job comes 3 months later. Then the third, a month after that. By your 28th birthday, you have completed 11 operations. You are not doing this because you are greedy. You are doing this because your mother's home is in foreclosure, and your sister's daughter needs a surgery that insurance has denied twice, and the firm laid you off 6 months ago during restructuring. You keep a ledger in your head. You are selective. You only build files on people who have done genuinely terrible things. You are an instrument of accountability, you tell yourself, a private enforcer of consequences that the legal system is too corrupt or too slow to deliver. The justification sits in your chest like a stone, smooth on the surface and heavy underneath. By 30, the operation has its own architecture. You have 3 regular clients, fixers, who work for entities you never identify. You have developed a methodology that is nearly flawless. You call it the triangle: public records, digital footprint, and human testimony. Every target leaves traces in all 3 domains, and the art is in weaving them together so the target sees a noose they built themselves. You learn the legal thresholds. You never make explicit threats. You present information and allow the target to draw their own conclusions about what happens if it becomes public. The word blackmail never appears in any communication. You call it consulting. You call it risk advisory. You bill through an LLC registered as an information services company. You file taxes. You pay quarterly estimates. The IRS sees a modest consulting business generating $180,000 a year. They do not see the other $400K in cryptocurrency. You buy a condo with glass walls overlooking the Schuylkill River. You wear a watch that costs more than your first car. You eat at restaurants where the menus have no prices. And every night, you check the locks 3 times. You keep a go bag under the bed with 2 passports, $40,000 in cash, a prepaid phone, and a change of clothes. You vary your route to the gym. You check your car for GPS trackers every Monday and Thursday. You do not use social media. You have no close friends. The paranoia is not irrational. It is the tax you pay for knowing what you know about powerful people who would rather you did not exist. The call comes on a Tuesday. A voice you do not recognize tells you to be at a private airfield in Wilmington at 6 a.m. The following morning, you are not given a choice. You go. A jet takes you to a city you are not told the name of. And you are driven to a building with no signage. And you sit in a room with glass walls across from 2 men in suits who know everything about you. They know about your LLC, your cryptocurrency wallets, your mother's mortgage payoff, your sister's daughter's surgery. They refer to you as the librarian. They tell you they represent interests that require your particular skill set applied to a target of significant geopolitical sensitivity. They do not use the word government. They do not need to. You understand that you are no longer a freelancer. You are an asset now. The distinction is that a freelancer can say no. The target is a diplomat. The file you build over the next 4 months is the most intricate you have ever constructed, involving offshore accounts in 3 jurisdictions, a mistress in Vienna, and a series of communications that prove the diplomat has been selling visa approvals. The leverage works. The diplomat makes the desired policy concession. You are paid more for this single operation than you earned in the first 3 years combined. You feel nothing. The unraveling begins with a typo, not yours. A handler sends a payment confirmation to a secure channel, but transposes 2 characters in the routing address. The message lands in a monitored inbox. An investigation opens. Within 6 weeks, one of your 3 regular clients is arrested. His name is Daniel Mayer, and you trusted him. You trusted him because he had been with you from the 3rd job, because he knew your methodology, because he had a daughter the same age as your niece. Daniel Mayer has been a federal informant for 14 months. Every job you ran through him is documented, every communication logged. The agents come for you on a Sunday morning while you are making coffee. You see him through the glass walls of your condo, 4 of them, moving across the lobby with the particular unhurried certainty of people who know you have nowhere to go. You do not reach for the go bag. You stand there holding the mug, and you watch them come. Now you sit in a room the size of a bathroom. The walls are gray. The light does not turn off. Your attorney tells you the evidence is comprehensive and a trial would be performative. You are offered a deal that involves cooperation, testimony, and a sentence reduced from 32 years to 9. You think about the email you found in that box at the law firm, the one that proved 63 people were poisoned. You think about how you put it back. You think about every thread you pulled after that, every life you unraveled, every secret you weaponized, telling yourself you were balancing a scale that the system refused to balance. You were 26 years old, and you were good at finding what people hid. You spent your whole career exposing the cages others built around themselves. Now you sit inside one, and the lock is made of everything you know.